Welcome, listeners, to Thrice, a horror movie podcast brought to you by Sinister Siblings, where we review a horror movie not once, not twice, but thrice, to see what comes from repeat viewings and share our thoughts with you, our dear listeners. My name's Adam. Joining me as always, to my left are my co-hosts Mark.
Happy birthday.
And to my right, fellow co-host and wifey, Tracy.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm well, how are you?
This episode, we're getting down. All the way down to the dirty, dirty work.
Oh,
for
goodness.
episode 3 of Longlegs.
Oh,
Ooh.
I just strapped my long legs on. I didn't realise I had to get down. I would have left my short ones.
All the way down to the dirty work.
You're being Mr. Downstairs.
Yeah, Mr.
goodness.
Downstairs.
Oh, God. Okay.
Which is a line, that whole thing, which I, oddly, even though I've seen it twice, I kind of missed it. And I thought, I quite like it, so I'm putting it in the intro.
The dirty, dirty business or Mr.
Getting down
Downstairs?
to the dirty work. all the way down to the dirty work.
I see.
Sounds a bit song lyric-y.
Maybe it is, actually. It could be referencing probably a T-Rex song.
Possible.
Anywho, here we are. Episode 3 of Longlegs.
Longlegs 3.
Yes, here we are.
Let's kick it off. Trace,
Okay. Well,
jumping on in.
do you want to give people an idea about how it all...
We should do that.
Yeah.
I used to, I thought everyone who's come along for the ride would already understand. But yes, the podcast itself, how does it all operate? We're running without wires and safety nets tonight, so there you go. But yes, so the podcast, as you probably know if you're listening to episode 3, but first episode we do based off our initial impressions of the film along with what we might have picked up from the trailer. Second time round, we watch the film sort of with each other's influences as well. So what we discussed on that first episode, what we picked up from that. And then third time round, we look to engage with external sources. So whether that's interviews with people involved with the film, reviews, other feedback from the listeners. And of course, as always, be mindful there are plenty of spoilers. Spoilers ahoy.
Indeed.
So if for some strange reason you're listening to Longlegs 3 without have seen the film just yet, go watch the movie and come back and check us out.
Yes, we'll wait.
Indeed.
We will.
Okay, so IMDb have the following as the synopsis for Longlegs. In pursuit of a serial killer, an FBI agent uncovers a series of occult clues that she must solve to end his terrifying killing spree. It's very succinct, very short and to the point. So director is Osgood Perkins, and the stars are Micah Monroe, Nicolas Cage, and Blair Underwood. So, guys, third time round, Adam decided to get down to the dirty, dirty work. What else did you find?
I found, initially I thought I'm not going to enjoy watching this again because it really did get me thinking, kind of to, I guess, Mark's sort of comments on it in previous episodes was that it's not to quote directly, but a pretty dour movie. And I was like, he's right, it is dour. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of light and shade in there. It's this kind of an oddly funny thing in the character of Longlegs himself and some funny lines, but it's a pretty, dour kind of movie. But once we were watching it, I was in again, which is testament to the movie. And I guess I just enjoyed this time just how well shot it is. Every frame a painting, as they say. It really is kind of one of those movies. There's some great shots in it. Really, really great shots in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what struck me as well, like on the third viewing, was just how stylistically it's so impactful and so striking, and it has that real sort of claustrophobic, uncomfortable feel to the whole film, and it's just a really rich visual style. And even when we're looking at the throwback to when Lee Harker, who's the FBI agent played by Micah Monroe, so when Lee Harker's a child and she's approached by Longlegs, how we've got almost like that Polaroid style of visual, and then it reverts back to like full screen when we're in the present day. So all of those things, I think, just really, really well done. I think on this round, it just started to occur to me, and I might have missed it, or I might have forgotten, but it just occurred to me, why is Longlegs actually leaving the letters? Like, to what end?
Why give it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is he giving out clues? Why is it? Was it all because...
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Was it all because at some point he was going to wrap it up with Lee being the final one, but then he was leaving the letters before Lee and her mum got involved?
That's right.
So
there was all these old murders with letters.
Yeah.
That is a very, very good point.
Yeah.
I didn't even really think of that.
No.
To what end?
Yeah.
Well, it's not Longlegs, it's the devil.
I
It's
know.
just a calling
So he wanted to
card.
be discovered.
The devil wanted people to know his work.
Yeah.
But they would know him by his works. It speaks for itself.
Well, that was the big thing I got out of this time. So I watched it along with Osgood.
Oh, yes, yes.
He came into my living room and I watched.
That was good of him.
It was very kind of
I
him.
didn't know you knew him.
Yes, it was very
You're
intimate.
bringing this up now.
Yeah.
Some people call it a director's commentary.
Oh, I see. Yes.
But it was interesting because there's actually a lot of times the devil is in the shot.
Yes, yeah.
What?
And there's actually a lot of points where, and the director would say, "Oh, you'll see the devil when she turns around," or "The devil's in the back corner behind the flag," or something. And you're stopping, you're like, "By God, it is!"
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean? What does it look like? What?
Full on 7-foot goat-headed
Yeah.
devil.
Really?
Yeah, you see it quite often, especially towards the end of the film, as like a shadow behind Lee and things like that.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yes,
heaps,
Adam.
there's heaps of times. So just before, when she's first on the floor in the FBI room, looking through all the pictures and
Yeah.
everything, she sort of sits up, and the devil's in the corner behind the flag, just standing there in the corner.
Oh my God.
And then,
Does that mean I have to watch this movie a fourth time?
and then there's when she's in her house, when Longlegs first leaves her the birthday card,
Yeah.
when she's looking out the window, she sees the devil there again. And then there's a part where she's at her mum's house, just when mum kills the other FBI agent,
Yeah.
and the devil's behind her then.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, which sort of really brought me to this whole devil angle of things that and I think we talked about it previously, that Longlegs was just a puppet as
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
It was
yeah,
all
yeah.
demonic. It was all satanic. And I think that's the thing when you talk about why were the letters there. It was all part of the devil's plan. Like,
Yeah.
Lee was clearly, the devil was following what Lee was doing,
Yeah.
or I like to think probably ushering it along, directing the whole
Yeah.
thing to get to that end point where she had Lee, or he or she, I don't know who the devil identifies as.
Apparently she devil, okay.
It's they. Actually, I think it actually is. Isn't the devil a hermaphrodite?
Well, they are legion, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing,
Yeah.
they're legion, so
okay.
yeah.
But to the point I think where the devil went, yeah, great, we'll get you to kill your mum.
Yeah.
You know, like that ultimate. I mean, matricide is a terrible crime, and I think that was kind of the plan. The devil wanted that, and so I think it really interesting because Longlegs came across to me this time as quite a pathetic character. And it's interesting because the director talks about in the commentary that, you know, the Silence of the Lambs references, the Seven references were very deliberate. And
Yeah,
were-
they had to have been.
and
yeah.
and he said, look, there's no shame in that, you know, these are great movies and you know, there shouldn't be any problem with people referencing and borrowing, you know, to utilize those things.
He's like sampling them in a way to
He
use
is,
it. You know,
correct.
like, yeah.
And he sort of said that in essence it was, he kind of wanted the movie to be, in the beginning, you'd be like, oh, I know this movie. I understand it's a serial killer film. I get the FBI is going to try and get the serial killer, and then we're going to have this character of Longlegs who's sort of going to play this game. But then you get to the end reel, and that's where it's quite good, where the film's sort of in those three parts. And I think, you know, that end part then is, well, we're going to twist some things around now, and you didn't think these bits were going to happen. And that's when, you know, I suppose it becomes more overt around the demonic aspects of things and the mum being involved in all the murders. And that's still the biggest jump for me, where mum went, don't kill my daughter, I'll just kill dozens of people instead.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. He'd been making that offer to all of them. She was the first one to pick it up. He says, which I kind of didn't notice either in other viewings. Oddly, is like that she got given a choice. The choice they all got given. You know, was whether you were going.
She was the seventh she.
Yeah.
She'd be given the same choice that they'd all been given.
Yeah.
So, which refers back to that quote from Revelation around the
This movie is cool as hell. It's got lots of little bits to unwrap, actually.
Yeah. There's lots of layers to it. It's a good one too.
And I kind of thought, part of me, you sort of think, so is Longlegs, okay, so he's definitely a Satan worshipper or whatever. He's into Satan. And you sort of think, is he just deluded? He thinks he's receiving messages from Satan. But then you're like, no, there's an actual Satan and he is working through Longlegs because he's got these magic dolls with the silver ball in the head and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was an instrument.
Yeah.
An instrument. And I checked out the website that was created by the marketing team for Longlegs. That was really good.
We all did. Did you have a proper look through it? Like read all about all the victims and stuff?
Yeah, I sort of I didn't.
Grisly stuff.
Yeah.
And what is that website, Tracy?
That website is, I would have to.
It's the Birthday Murders.
Thank you for that, Mark. But
.net.
Yeah, it's an odd. Well, of course, the whole thing's odd about it. And there's an audio that you can click on, which I was a bit dubious. I think you can click on the code that's also there, but I didn't do that because I got a little bit nervous.
The cipher?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to show anything crazy.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it was all part of the really clever marketing. It sort of threw back to the days of Blair Witch marketing.
Yes, yeah,
So
absolutely.
they put a coded message in the Seattle Times, a half-page coded message. And if you decoded that, it took you to this website.
That's so cool.
Wow. So was that the only way to find the website?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did
that's
you
cool.
think, I felt like the website was written by Longlegs because when you read through the different murders, there's actually, it's sort of interspersed with a direct to, reader commentary from time to time. And down the end, it's got, questions from readers or viewers or whatever. And to me, it started to come across like it was Longlegs who was writing it because he was anonymous, or they were anonymous, the person who'd written this sort of basically blog. So I thought, it sounds like it's actually written by Longlegs. So, but yeah, definitely worth checking out. What was it again, Mark?
The Birthday Murders.
.net. Yes, definitely recommend if you like the film to go check that out.
Clever.
Lots of effort. Lots of work in there.
Bit of, quite savvy viral marketing, really.
Yeah, I think that was part of the whole thing with Longlegs, wasn't it? A lot of people were commenting on just how sort of smart and sort of savvy the marketing spin on it was when it was released. We all saw, was it that trailer, that piece where, they've got the heart rate monitor set up on Michael Monroe when she first sees Nicolas Cage. And, there was a lot made.
I don't know if I put much stock in that stuff.
Yeah.
But they're clever little.
Yeah, all clever marketing tools that we use for this one for sure.
And I've got some numbers on the marketing such that we'll get to when we do some stats.
Yeah, indeed. So did anybody pick up on anything else that they really wanted to sort of share with this third view? Did your perspective shift in any way? Overall, perhaps, what was your favourite part in the movie or what was your least favourite part about the movie? We'll start with you, Mark. What did you like most?
What did I like most? I think... Well, let me go with what I like least while we just let the other side ruminate.
Well, that's easier for you for this one.
I understand the concept is obviously we've got these repressed childhood memories aspect of things that Micah Munro doesn't remember being a kid. She has no childhood.
Well, I think that's because her brain was in the doll.
Correct. So she's super awkward, when she's in the little girl's room and you can see she's just I don't even know what this is. I don't know what's going on. So I understand why that's been that way, but I just still found that character very strange and I couldn't warm to her in any sort of way as a protagonist. I just found her too odd. So I that was distracting. Kind of, there was never really any level of vulnerability or anything. Even at the very end where she's faced with the fact she's going to have to kill her coworker and then shoot her mother, sort of thing, she still doesn't seem to really change gears.
No, she's kind of empty. I think most of the film she's kind of empty because she's almost possessed in a way or trapped somewhere else. And then at the end, I guess maybe you're just too shell-shocked by the whole experience to really...
So from that look, I think my favourite bit's probably the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it plays very much like an old school, I think I've said it before, an old school exploitation type of film, which is really my jam. And so the colours, the music, the setup, like the beginning of that was super strong. So that's probably going to be there. The setup was great. And a little bit of trivia that I heard along the way in the director's commentary was apparently that initial scene with the young girl first meeting Longlegs. It just so happened that it snowed the night before they were to do that scene. So it wasn't necessarily planned to be a snowy scene, but it literally snowed the night before.
That's so good.
And they went, we're going for it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, what about you, Adam?
What did I like and what did I dislike? I think I like the dolls. I like when they find that first doll and when they're doing the autopsy on the doll. I remember seeing when we watched it first at the cinema the first time round, and I was like, that doll's creepy as hell. I was like, I want to know more about that doll. And yeah, that was when I decided, okay, I'm in on this movie now. I'm like, what is that? And and so that's probably my favorite. That's kind of oddly more than Nicolas Cage or anything. That's kind of my takeaway kind of scene from this movie, I guess. And I guess controversially, my dislike is probably Nicolas Cage, Longlegs.
Yeah.
I don't love it. And Nicolas Cage is always a bit sort of. I think the things that people love about him are the same things that you can bounce off of him for, and I guess it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know if it's supposed to be creepy or it's definitely supposed to be camp, I guess, and it is. But I guess I just didn't find it unsettling this time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, I really like just the visual style of the whole film. I really love the sort of, what do you call it, like the mystique or whatever that's built up around Longlegs. Like even when we're sort of viewing like where his bedroom is and things, like all the references to sort of like glam rock and just how he's like this just faded sort of nothing person who's just this vessel or whatever. I really just love that. I love the desolation of the landscapes. I really love those hard colours. You've got whites, blacks, reds. The whole visual of that film I just really enjoy. And I think, in terms of what I like least is probably around Lee Harker, just in terms of things like, which sounds really small, but, with her house, how it just doesn't ring true that you'd have, I don't know, maybe you would, but have your windows wide open. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me why you'd just be illuminating yourself and walking around in a fishbowl, particularly when you deal with killers and serial killers all the time. I don't know. I just sort of thought it just didn't. There were a few things she did that, obviously there was a lot of things she did that didn't make sense, but there were things like that where it just didn't really make sense for me. And just I know she had an estrangement from her mum, but still at the same time, I'm like, would you not notice someone else living in the house? He's been there for like 20 years.
Well, I think she did. I think that's the whole thing. They buried it in her mind, so she just didn't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. There were just sort of a few things. And even like the mum's choice, like you said, to kill dozens of people. There were just a few glitches in the logic to me that I just sort of were like, nah. But I guess overall that's not too much to complain about, really, is it? No.
I do have one thing I quite enjoyed, which was Kiernan Shipka's little cameo. Just that as the...
Did you like that?
I did. I really liked the crazy lilted language. It was just the, you know.
And even if I was to do this podcast and watch the movie 3 times, just pleased as peaches to watch this movie 3 times.
I'd punch in I surely do.
I surely do.
Like, I was just like...
I don't know if I did like that.
Oh, she's super creepy. I love it.
She's
great.
Super creepy, but yeah, I kind of... Also, I didn't know why she was speaking like that. Like, she was, like, not living in deep woods. Like, I didn't quite understand.
I know, that's what I love it. It was just so off-kilter and just...
Yeah.
It really added so many extra layers. Like, she could have just been a pretty basic canatonic in the corner kind of kid, but, you know, that's just not Kiernan's way.
I also liked one of the lines that she delivered where she was like, I don't remember my doll and you don't neither.
Mm.
So she was aware, whether Longlegs had told her or whether she just was aware because she, much like Lee, they were the same in a way. So she had a doll. She just remembered, well,
by that point, the doll had been destroyed, I think.
yeah, so she kind of just remembered. So, but yeah, she kind of was in on this sort of other wavelength where she had all of the information. But she was, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was just a great little passage. I really liked that part.
Yeah, definitely a memorable character. Okay, so some stats, Mark, you said.
We do have some stats. So the film was released, the wide release was just over a year ago, 12th of July, 2024. So pretty much pretty much branded as the most successful indie film there's been in a decade. So made a little bit over 125 million at the global box office off a 10 million budget.
Well, good.
Plus about 10 million more in marketing because they did just little bits and pieces of marketing.
Mm.
They only bought like some cheap billboards in far-flung corners and bits and pieces. So if you call 20 million, they made 100 million profit off it.
Yeah.
So very successful film. It showed for 19 weeks here in Australia, so quite a long run. Made about 3.3 million. Opened here about a week after the main opening, so opened here on the 18th of July. Opened on 253 screens. So quite a long run, probably from what we've been doing in the podcast, probably the most successful film in Australia, stats-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
that we've done.
That we've done, yeah.
Oh. So you say 253 screens.
Yep.
Do we have, to put it in a ballpark, the latest Marvel movie? How many screens would that be playing?
Around about 2,000 probably.
Okay.
Getting up that number, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, horror's still not getting on big screens. But I think, actually maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe it's more like 1,200 screens. But much larger for your wide releases.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't, excuse me, I guess it doesn't surprise me. I don't know if that sort of box office success reflects the critical not even the critical success, the audience reception. I think there was actually a bit of a downturn, wasn't there? It was like everyone was under the impression that this movie's amazing, you told it's amazing, and then viewers saw it and they're like, it wasn't that amazing.
Well, I think it was that bit of a twist because I think people assumed Longlegs was going to be like, I don't know, maybe like a Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees kind of. It was going to be
maybe
one versus the other sort of scenario. And obviously his role is very much like a Hannibal Lecter, that it's a memorable part of a film, but not really the key part of the film.
No.
I think my understanding is, he was only on the film for a couple of weeks out of the whole shooting part.
Well, that segues us nicely to recommended viewing and things.
Yes.
Obviously, Silence of I don't know if they're really going to be straying too far from the textbook with this, are we? Silence of the Lambs from 1991, Jonathan Demme, starring Anthony Hopkins as the iconic Hannibal Lecter and Jodie Foster as the, what's her name?
Hello,
Clarice Starling, the FBI agent. Great movie.
It's a fantastic movie. Yeah, so of course then we've got Seven as well. So Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
From 1994, directed by David Fincher.
Yes. And then it also...
Do it for us, Trace.
What?
Say it.
What's in the box? Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. It was Tracy's head in the... Oh. Well, it's a spoiler.
You're just recommending people to watch it.
Well, they'd already... You'd know. Who hasn't seen Seven?
People haven't seen it.
Why are we recommending it?
Yeah,
well, because you might want to go back and review it again.
That's true.
Yeah. Other things would be Twin Peaks. I sort of felt it had that kind of cold, snowy, weird atmosphere thing going on. And lots of the visuals in there riff on Twin Peaks.
Yeah, maybe.
And then I also thought The Ninth Gate as well, which is a film that has Johnny Depp in it. And in that, it's sort of like lots of secret devil business going on behind closed doors and trying to figure out what's going on. So...
Is that a Polanski film?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Have to look it up.
Yeah.
Trace, look it
I
up.
feel like it might be.
I tried to come up with more sort of devil stuff, but I don't know, I fell short. Mark?
One that actually came to mind for me about sort of the cat and mouse and all that kind of element was another Hannibal Lecter one, Red Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
Yeah, all of those.
So
yeah.
Red Dragon with Ed Norton and Ralph Fiennes and such, I thought almost in some ways more than directly with Silence of the Lambs, because I guess Longlegs wasn't really trying to help Lee in any real way.
No.
Also, yeah. Sorry, no, go on.
I was just going to say, whereas Red Dragon really had that sort of back and forth and coded messages and putting the person in danger and then sort of realising where they fit into stuff. So highly recommend Red Dragon.
Yeah.
Yes, and if we're going to go down that road, you can also recommend Manhunter by Michael Mann, which is another reworking of the same story, Red Dragon.
And
read those books too.
To circle back to the movie The Ninth Gate, it's a 1999 neo-noir horror thriller film directed, produced and co-written by Roman Polanski.
There you go.
Boom, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
1 point to me.
Indeed.
In a quiz when not even playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, do read Red Dragon as well, because that's a very, very, very scary book, actually. I remember when I read that book, I was living alone. I just moved to Melbourne, and yeah, it scared me. I was checking my locks. Red Dragon.
Yes. Okay.
I think they were sort of the only ones. I was trying to think there's plenty of serial killer films out there, but not so many that kind of have that supernatural lilt as well, where there's a little bit of something higher going on there. So, I mean, in some ways, Longlegs gave off kind of a washed up Manson hippie kind of element to it. And I think looking through the numbers, I think the first murders happened in the mid-60s.
Yes.
So it was probably pre-Summer of Love Manson sort of stuff. But you could see that maybe he was stuck in that kind of time frame, perhaps.
Yeah.
I wish there was something I could recommend, like a visual kind of, just a purely visual kind of association, but I don't have one. Osgood Perkins said, My Own Private Idaho, didn't he? So I guess we'll go with that.
So. I think also, films like Phenomena by Dario Argento that have that really cold...
it's painterly. It's a painterly movie, if you know what...
sort of, focus on nature and it sort of being cold and stark and, supernatural sort of elements. I mean, Argento films are always very visually stunning and compelling, so...
A lot of Argento stuff does walk that line of that police procedural giallo element with supernatural splashes into it too.
Yeah, so maybe some of
you can't go wrong if watching some old Dario Argento.
No, and Phenomena is very good. It's got Jennifer Connelly in it. Yes, I enjoy that.
Did you do that after The Labyrinth?
It was around the same time as Labyrinth, so I'm not sure if it was before or after. But
Pretty crazy start to a career, isn't it?
Indeed. Different spectrums there. Okay, so guys, overall, what are you going to give the film? I think last time, Mark, I think you gave it a 6. Adam, you gave it an 8.
What were we rating it out of again?
Devil Dolls.
Yeah, I think Devil Dolls. Well, for me, I think I'd given it 8.5 last time, but I think really on average, weighing everything up, I think an 8 out of 10 from me. It's a good film. It's definitely worth having a look at.
It's your wheelhouse too, isn't it? You like a lot of these serial killer crime. You watch a lot of serial killer stuff. You watch a lot of crime procedural stuff.
Yes, I do. And Silence of the Lambs is one of my favourite films, as is Seven, with the head in the box.
Whose head could it be?
Whose head could it be?
Is it even a head?
We don't know that. We don't know what is in the box.
Who knows what's in the box? That's why he asks, what's in the box?
Could be,
Could be barber tools. Who knows?
I think you covered that well.
Yeah, I think I did too. Adam.
Did I give it... What did I give it last time? 8?
Yes.
8. Yes. I'm going to stick with my... No, I'm not. I'm going to give it 7.5 Devil Dolls. I think there's probably movies out there that are more deserving of an 8. But I do think it's a good one. And I do really kind of want to give it an 8 because there's things that I said about this movie.
Just go for it, Adam.
Just go for it. Just lean into it. Oh, God, I'm going to do it. Oh, I'll give it an 8. All right, there it is. I'll give it an 8.
He's done it. He's dropped an 8.
Oh, it felt good. Jesus. But
it's good to see you put so much consideration into it that you just about flipping a coin.
Yeah, I know. That was easy. Go on, do it. All right, fine. We'll give it an 8. I've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Yeah, there were things in this movie initially that I thought were like pretty loosey-goosey and frustrating, but I think it was last episode you actually had it all worked out, Tracy. You was like saying, no, the cue's this, and this is because of this, and A meets B meets C, and I was like, wow, this movie is actually really onto it.
My wife's really intelligent.
What you were saying there about there being like little hidden like Satans in frames and stuff that I didn't even see, I like that stuff. That's crazy. So
I reckon your mind saw it though.
So, well, maybe it did. Maybe it did. So yeah, I like it. Yeah. Mark.
It's an 8. I'm sticking with my 6.
Nah.
I think most of the recommendations we gave would probably be films I would rate higher. So from that side of things, whilst I totally agree with the director that, you know, paying homage to, you know, other films, you know, you're sort of standing on the shoulders of giants with some of these. I mean, we all know Silence of the Lamb won Best Picture Oscar and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, look, 6 for me, that sort of rating from MySpace is, it's a movie that I'd happily watch again. It's a movie, if someone asked me, hey, do you think I should check it out? I'd be like, yeah, you should totally check it out. I can't bump it up much higher than that though, because dare I say it's not a popcorn film. It's not a fun movie. I do like to have fun with my movies. So this is one of those ones where you sort of go, it's great for what it is, but it loses a point or two, I guess, for me, just because, and as we've just discussed, you know, Adam wasn't super happy with Nick Cage. You and I sort of said we weren't super happy with Micah Monroe, and you go, they're kind of your tent poles holding up the whole show. And if we're both sort of like, well, the leads are... I mean,
but
Alicia,
it's the sum of its parts.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Alicia Witt was really great as the mum.
Yeah.
Blair Underwood was really great as, was it Carter, I think his name was?
Yeah.
Like everyone individually doing good things, you know, like, don't get me wrong, Micah Monroe did some wonderful things without even saying a word. But...
yeah, I liked her.
Yeah, but I think altogether for me, it still sits at a 6. So it's not by any means a bad film. But I couldn't elevate it higher into a sort of best film I've seen all year sort of thing.
It's true what you say. It's not up there with Silence of the Lambs or Seven. But it's also interesting you say you like to have fun with your movies. And I guess this is why it's good in the podcast going forward, because like I'm kind of the opposite. I don't. I like the ones that are really grim and dour, you know, usually. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting too.
Okay. Well, that about sums it up for Longlegs. That's the long and
That's
the
the
short
long
of
and the
it.
short of it. Yeah, I love it.
And when's your birthday?
Oh.
So I guess, please, if you've liked listening to what we've been talking about Longlegs, if you don't mind spoilers, then I suggest that if you haven't already, please hit follow, subscribe to this podcast, recommend it to your friends, give us a rating or a review, because that helps us get seen by much more people. And yeah, pop on over to Facebook and follow us at Sinister Siblings if you'd like to see more about what we get up to.
And please feel free to share your thoughts on Longlegs as well.
Yeah, we'd love to hear them.
Are you an Adam? Are you a Tracy?
Yes.
Let us know.
Yes, perhaps you're even a Mark.
You wish.
Okay, and with that, it's, well, happy birthday for whenever it's your special day.
Yes.
Bye, birthday girl.
Oh, no.